KNICKS Rehab.
KNICKS Rehab, y'all.
The flame is on. Ramona Shelbourne is reporting from ESPN. Jalen Brunson is desperate AF in these streets. She talks about a players-only meeting held by the Nueva York Knicks, led by the Capitan, Jalen Brunson, trying to get his Derek Jeter on or Tom Brady on. I don't know which superhero he's trying to be today.
Jalen Brunson called a players-only meeting for all the guys in that locker room and said, guys, we got to stop looking at the coaching staff for answers. We got to stop looking elsewhere. The answers to what is wrong with us right now are right in this locker room. We got to look in the mirror. And it was, from what it was a longer meeting. A lot of people had something to say about what was going wrong with this. A team that came in thinking they had a chance of it's finals or bust, right? They have those kind of expectations, and to fall to 25 and 18 right now, you could see them in the play-in if they keep going this way. That offense, which was humming, bottom 5 in January.
Right. So we go from humming to a players-only meeting. Danny, how do you view this?
I mean, I can't get that soundbite that Cat had early in the year of "I don't know my role," and that to me is AKA a superstar is not involved as much as he would like to be. So Cat to me doesn't seem happy. He doesn't, even though he played well. He had 22 and 18. Granted, they were getting blown out by 30. He's had some decent numbers, but as you said, career lows in touches per game, career lows in post-ups per game. He doesn't feel like he's as involved as he would like to be under the Mike Brown era. So that's where it kind of starts. And I know they had some greats. They had Josh Hart out some. They had Jalen Brunson out. So, I get that. And after the Cup game, teams have known to take a dive. But I just don't like their approach, their mental, how they come in. They look like they're acting like they're the best team, but they're not playing like it. So they got to show some sense of urgency right now. And it starts with this man right here. He's got to be more aggressive. He got to change his mannerisms, whatever. Your body language has to be very different how you come into this game, even though he played well the other night. But those two guys are the leaders, and that team-only meeting, or players-only meeting, was very much necessary.
We all knew when they made this quote-unquote controversial coaching change that there better be a huge identity shift, or we'd see a market change, right, for us to realize, okay, this is why they made that choice. But right now, it doesn't seem like we see so much of that identity. Now, we know the idea was to hopefully look at the efficiencies here. The idea was to remove the ball from Jalen Brunson a little bit more, spread the rock. Right. And then how do you have Karl-Anthony Towns having career lows in post touches, where this is a guy who leads the NBA typically the last few years, not only in three-point percentage, which means he drives to the basket and gets more dunks there. That's his effective area. So the style that I haven't seen a style that has been so unique, so different, so bought in by the players. And I do think that's part coach, and that is also part player. But lastly, I'll say this. How bad are things right now? They are bottom 5 in offense and bottom 5 in defense since the start.
What we think about this?
Too little, too late. A leader's a leader 24/7, 365. Not when things get bad. Like I said, I'm a Brunson stan, but I'm starting to lose a little faith in Brunson. I'm just upset. I hate to have to agree with Flea at times, but right now Flea has been correct. This whole season, we put something on Brunson that maybe he wasn't ready or we was just wrong. But for him to have a players meeting now, that should have happened weeks ago. That should happen every game if we're trying to win a championship. But for me, the players only meeting is for what? It's for what? Are you going to call guys out? Are you going to call yourself out? Because you can hold that meeting, but you have to hold yourself accountable as well. Are you going to play better defense? Are you going to make better decisions with the basketball? What are you going to do to make us better? Because like I said, we handed you the keys. We anointed you the king of the city. We don't do that. Like, everybody fell in line with Jalen Brunson. This is New York City. No disrespect to any other city. But this is the town. We don't just anoint anybody. Last king of the city was Melo. How long ago was that? We don't do that with anybody. So for me, with Jalen Brunson, it's a little too late. Losing to Dallas in the fashion that we lost, like, I just don't understand. I'm very disappointed in him. This players only meeting is horseshit. Excuse my language. Because once again, who's going to get called out? Because everybody has to get called out. And I don't like that it's a players-only meeting. The coaching staff need to be in there too because they shit as well. So for me, the whole organization needs a meeting. The whole organization, front office, Everybody needs to be in a meeting together. And everybody needs to get to the bottom of this shit. Okay, are we here to win a championship? What are we here for? What are we here for? Because them days is over where we just allowing Dolan to just sign a check for anybody. The monies these niggas is getting is ridiculous today. We got players getting the max, can't dribble a ball, can't throw a lob. We giving up 1,000 picks for niggas that are super inconsistent. Cat is about to, Carl, excuse me, is about to be up for an extension. For me, I'm very disappointed in Jalen Brunson. Straight up and down. Because he is part of this debacle. Watching him for the last couple games, he looks like he doesn't have his feet under himself. He looks nervous out there. He looks shaky. I don't know what's going on. And I'm not blaming injury. We ain't doing that. We ain't making no excuses. Bro, what's up with you? What's up with you? You ain't averaging 10, 11 assists. You ain't getting everybody involved. You still got the ball in your hands more than anybody. What's up with you? What's up with you? So for me, I'm not that players only meeting, man. That shit is for kids. Niggas is grown men. You niggas can't produce. You ain't getting the ball. The coach, if niggas ain't producing, sit them on the bench, including Brunson, including Cat. You ain't got no problem benching Cat. Bench Brunson as well when he ain't playing well. So for me, this is a little too late. I would have rather heard or seen about this maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe after we lost maybe a very, very bad game like this. But like I said, to wait at this moment, listen, man, I'm cool on everybody right now. I'm making a stance. I'm not getting hoodwinked or bamboozled no more. Only thing that's going to change my mindset is if we in the finals. Anything less than the finals, get all these niggas out of here. Straight up.
Lee, what are your thoughts? Your old boy got to say too little too late. Probably just tired of the losing. Like the rest of us, we want to see some action. You know how it is. You wait a couple of days and there's no game on, so we got to listen to the bochinche. But what are your thoughts on the players only meeting and Brunson putting use to that C on his chest?
I mean, shit, we need a little rest, man. Keep it real. We need a little rest, a little time to look in the mirror, get off the basketball court for a little bit. Because every time we on the basketball court, we look like shit. So, yeah, get us off the basketball court for a second. Get us in the gym. Go practice. Go just get off national TV. We don't need to see you niggas for a little while. Go away. You know my shit, Fabian. Go away for a little while. So, but in terms of what Ramona Shelburne reported, yeah, this wouldn't be Knicks rehab if, you know, me and OG completely disagree. I like it because this is the first set of adversity that Brunson has ever dealt with as a Knick. This is the worst 10-game stretch that we've had in 4 seasons. The last time we played like this, Brunson wasn't even on the team. So Brunson don't even know what it feels like to go through any adversity as a Knick. So this is the first time. So if you got to call a players only meeting, do something, nigga. Show a post. So if you got to do that, I'm fine with that. Show some type of leadership. But staying quiet, being politically correct in the press conferences and us not knowing what the fuck is going on, but every time we watch y'all look completely disconnected. Nah, I like the fact that I heard something. You niggas get in the room. You niggas put some gloves on. You niggas get in the middle of the something. Something got to shake. There's too many nice guys in the locker room. There's too many guys that, you know, just going through the motions. There's too many guys that don't look upset, right? Everybody has to be held accountable at this point. So at this point, yo, I'm fine with it. If it's gonna spark some change, if we get to the end of the season and have to go back to mid-January and talk about how we were Knicks fans, yo, you remember that 11-game stretch where we couldn't win games and we was here losing our minds? I would love for us to go back to this time and look at it as the catalyst for us taking this up another notch. But the way the team looks right now, I'm leaning towards this is a disaster. And this could very well lead into us being a playing team or us fighting to get in the playoffs. The last time we played like this, again, completely different roster, we didn't make the playoffs that year. The last 10, 11 game stretch we had like this, we did not make the playoffs that season. So we can't take shit for granted like we're going to just flip the switch and going to be there when the rubber meets the road. We not that good. We not good enough for that. So I like the fact that he's gonna take some initiative, get these guys in the room. Coaches, get the fuck out of here. Dad, you get out of here too. I wish he would really get out of here. Daddy Brunson don't even need to be on the sidelines no more. I wish we could have a conversation about that at some point. Get him away from the Knicks at some point. But for me, I like it. Show a pulse. Don't lay down and die. There's still a lot of basketball left to play. We could completely change this thing, but right now it looks shitty. And if Brunson is the captain, you got to lead, bro. Mike Brown doesn't have the locker room. Guys don't look like they even want to play for this dude. Step up, bro. Step up. So
I understand what you're saying, Flea. Writing was on the wall last year. Same guys. We heard Carl Anthony Towns reference campaign out of all the players last year. I didn't understand that. That's the first name out of his mouth, that he was one of the heroes of last year. Speaking of last season, where was the players only meeting if they did have one? Don't know, don't care. After that Pacers debacle, we came back against the Celtics. It was the first 2 games. We came back down like 20 or whatever it was. And, the season before also, there was a couple of highs and they were trying to reach that. I just feel like this should have been a thing for Brunson, because if you're trying to establish yourself like this, you wouldn't have had to have yell at them in that huddle last night. It didn't even feel right. We're not used to Brunson doing that. Where has that been at since you've been a Knick? Now you're trying to do new things and it feels desperate. That's what I read from all this. That's what I read from all this. And Ian Begley did touch on something in an article today after, summarizing everything that took place in the last couple of months. How did the Knicks reach this point? How did a team that started the season 23-9 end up here? And digging around on this, one theme has come up consistently over the past couple of weeks. This group is not tied together in the way their early season success would suggest. Players haven't fully bought into their roles under head coach Mike Brown. Those reasons are cited often when you talk to people about the Knicks' flaws. Now, these issues aren't unique to this year's team. They existed to a degree in the locker room last season, but the Knicks' coaching change hasn't rooted them out. The firing of Tom Thibodeau and hiring of Brown was never going to cure all that ailed the Knicks, but the move definitely raised the stakes for New York. So that speaks to Leon Rose. That's Jalen Brunson's people. You knew this shit wasn't going to work. They thought exactly what you were thinking. And even Shanae on ESPN, she's saying that. It wasn't going to just change with Mike Brown. None of us, there's no way if we weren't excited about it. The Matt Barnes thing in the summertime, we're going to keep bringing it up because we all felt the same exact way. He wasn't going to mask that. He's going to come in here and bring some Golden State role. We wanted Brunson to go more off ball. We all know what his role is, but let's not even forget. We were arguing about whether OG Anunoby was going to be an option in the playoffs. And I'm like, that can't happen. And because I'm thinking if I'm Brunson, there's no way I'm going to give up 10 shots for OG in the playoffs. I don't see how that's going to work if we haven't done that all season long. Now we're starting to practice shit like that, and I'm cool with that. But at the same time, he still hasn't progressed. It's almost like watching the Diawara and all the rookie guys trying to learn how to be an offensive player in the league right now, because he was never that. And if OG is crying about not being an option and not being prioritized, that's an issue. That's an issue that Brunson should have addressed if you got that captain shit on. Who was the last captain here? Ewing?
Good teams don't go through this type of shit. Like we could talk about all of this. Fabian, I never want to hear OG complain about getting shots.
Exactly.
You should never be playing. So if that's the case,
stay right there. OG feels like I should get more shots. I want to get more shots. You're Brunson. You standing there thinking what?
What are you doing that puts us in a position to get more shots? You getting more shots makes us a better team? Like, all I'm saying is the good teams don't go through who's getting more shots or who's not. The good teams don't go, the championship level teams, fuck the good teams. The championship level teams don't go through the stuff that we going through. You said OG is complaining about getting more shots?
That I would have to believe that is
Lou
the case.
Dort, I dare Lou Dort to open his mouth and say, I need more shots. I dare you, Alex Caruso, to come in the locker room and tell us and tell Shea and Chet, I need more shots.
So how do you establish their roles if the captain is now doing this shit a year too late? The captain should have been said, yo, dog, no. What are you talking about? What exactly is going through your mind? D up. I don't play defense. You D up. Guard to do 94 feet. I'm not going to say get it off the rim, but I'm going to get you to rock when I get doubled and tripled. That's how this thing goes. You think they saw I turned down $100 million because I am who I am, and you are who you are. I got you paid, bro. What's the conversation going to be like? This conversation, if they're having real conversations, that's what that shit would be like in the locker room for me. Like, how can we? There's no way they're not being honest about it, or they should be honest about it. And you're right. Good teams don't go through that because they don't let it get all the way there. I can't believe that. I would think the confrontation takes place way sooner. That's why this thing to me is too little, too late. It's terrible.
Shea took 22 shots a game last year. He takes 19. He takes 20 shots a game this year. When have we ever heard anybody that plays next to him, I need more FGAs?
Imagine.
Oh,
ball TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.